Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Game Key podcast. My name is Daniel or Winfo, and this is Killian, or well, he's Irish or German, depending on if you ask him. We've just been through that. Or Tux1243. You can catch us on Twitch as well, of course. So yeah, say hello, Killian.
Hello.
That's Killian. You love saying hello.
Yeah, I love it. It's my favorite part.
Yeah, and what I always do, which is what I'm going to do right now, is ask Killian what he's been playing for the last week.
Oh, this week. I finished Dark Souls 1. I got all the achievements now. I played a few of the games they bought in the sale a bit. I played a Potion Craft, Crypt of the Necrodancer, and that's basically it.
Yeah, that's not true because I always see you on Discord on idle games.
Yeah, Melva Idle. I started Melva Idle again. Yeah, I'm in this game like 24/7.
It took you
There's a
30,
reason for my 2,000 hours.
took you 30 seconds to lie in the podcast.
Yeah. I played Melva Idle without clicking much, but yeah. I was in Melva Idle.
If you like your idle games, I really like Big Devil. I played that for a couple of years. And there's a Dungeons and Dragons one as well that's pretty good. You should check them out.
Okay.
Because I like my idle games when I'm working as well, because what else am I going to do?
Yeah.
I want to play games, not work. So obviously I played Castlevania 1, which I definitely would not have done if it wasn't a remastered version and you could save states, because how people complete that game in just 3 lives in the 80s is beyond me.
Yeah, that's really insane.
Played John Wick Hex.
Yeah. I've
Played
seen that on stream.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. Of course, it's been delisted now, but we'll talk about that later. And also, I've been playing a lot of Lord of the Rings Online because I've not played an MMO for long and I wanted to jump back into it. But that's enough of what we've been playing. We're going to jump into the gaming news. There is so much to get through, so we're going to start. And am I going to start? Should I start?
I will start today.
Oh,
I will start because we are back at Subnautica 2.
Oh, yeah, and what a mess that is. So, yeah, take it away.
Yeah, it's a pretty big mess. We were talked about it last week. There were some accusations from Krafton, the publisher of the game. Stated that the studio didn't work on the game, stopped doing things for it, and so they couldn't release the game in early access. And it was connected with a $500 million deal, or 250 million. I'm not sure right now. I think 250 million. If they beat the revenue goal, they will get this money. So Krafton delayed it. It was the accusation from US Studios. And now we got some more leaked development documents, some S's and to be. The game does have 1 region, should have 2. They should have 8 more creatures, but they have 12 creatures and 2 Leviathans, 20 tools, and only 1 chapter of 3. So it's not as much compared to the 1.0 expectations, but it's enough for an early access. So as this states, the game could be released like the first Subnautica. The game got much updates over the time. It would be ready now. But still not. The Krafton already said that some of the devs didn't work on the game anymore. But Krafton said one of these devs, they have to do a movie, Subnautica 2 movie, and he couldn't work on the game anymore. It's all so destructed there. It's not working. Yeah, we will see how it's going. We'll see the lawsuit, how it comes out, but there's still much to figure out for Krafton and US Studios.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a mess, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
The whole thing is so bizarre. But I mean, like everyone else, I'm just hoping to see Subnautica 2 any point in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, Krafton are making a mess of it, and the fact that they're blaming each other is not going to help either. But yeah, that's publishers and developers for you. Going on to Stellar Blade 2, of course, we got some good news finally, and we do have good news, I think, throughout the podcast coming up as well. The Stellar Blade 2, of course, broke 2 million copies sold in a month. So in its first month, sold over 2 million copies. And that's pretty good, I think, for a new game, especially right now with layoffs and things. And I think players in general are quite disheartened, or they're quite quite upset with the gaming industry in general, and with prices being so high for new games, selling 2 million copies in a month, regardless of who published it or who developed it, is actually a pretty good milestone. And Stellar Blade is considered a pretty decent Souls-like game at the moment. I haven't picked it up yet, but I keep meaning to. But yeah, just a few numbers in review here that was released on Twitter. So yeah, it sold 2 million copies. It grossed a revenue of $91.8 million. It got 2.3 million players, which means 2.3 million owners. Reviews, 48.9k reviews, and it's got a review score of 94%. So if you think nearly 50,000 people reviewed it, it's basically got like, I don't know, 4 3/4 stars out of 5. 4 3/4 stars out of 5. That's pretty decent. It's got an average playtime of 22.2 hours, so everyone is enjoying it. Again, average playtime of that out of 50,000 players is good, and it's got 19.5k daily concurrent players. So yeah, Stellar Blade is a decent game, and of course we know this because it's already going on to a sequel as well. They've already spoken about it. They're going to make the sequel more story based because they feel like they cut down on the cinematics because of development costs and timelines. But yeah, Stellar Blade 2 is going to be absolutely big by the sound of it. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, still want to play the first game. Couldn't get into it yet. I have so much games unplayed, so I waited a bit.
I always find it so interesting when a developer announces a sequel a week after the first game's come out. But
yeah,
it just shows that it's going well. It's going well.
Yeah, if it works, it works.
Yeah, exactly.
To the second one. The next, we continue with good news, and Dawn of War returns in 4K. Warhammer 40k Dawn of War gets the definitive edition, and we got a release date. The game should launch on the 14th of October on Steam and GOG. I don't know anyone who uses GOG, but it exists. The definitive edition is a remaster of the classic game from 2004, and it has all the expansions in it, all the factions, and over 200 maps to play on, so there's much to do. And it's optimized for the newer systems with 64-bit support and everything where it's needed to play the games, because all the old games are not playable anymore. It doesn't run, it crashes all the time. So we get a version which is playable on Steam without some emulators. And yeah, it will release on the 18th of August.
Yeah, definitely a game worth trying if you haven't.
40. Yeah. I'm not into the Warhammer games. I tried some, but sadly couldn't get into them.
But, I played, I didn't play any of the 40k ones, but I played the original Fantasy Warhammer ones back in the 90s. That's what got me into RTS games. But I never played the 40k ones because I wasn't interested in things like Command and Conquer. I preferred swords and stuff like that rather than guns and whatnot. But the older I'm getting, the more I'm appreciating the 40k thing. So I will jump into that as well. Next we have Need for Speed. Now, this has been, wow. The controversy this spawned is actually incredible, to be honest with you. So Need for Speed, I mean, if you haven't played the series, lucky you, I think it's terrible anyway. But a lot of people did play the Need for Speed series. But what EA did was they shelved it. They completely canned most of the series, if not all of it. And they shut it down. And what this has done, essentially, is it caused a massive stir in the gaming world, gaming industry, if you like. Because games being shut down once you've bought them has been a bit of a contentious thing for a while. There's obviously a recent petition that's gone around in Europe. People wanting to sign it, saying you've got to keep games alive once people purchase them. Not that they're asking for them to keep releasing content for it, but make sure there's a server available, because when you release a single player game or a game that's you need to be attached to online, once the server shuts down, you can't play it anymore. And the problem is that once you purchase a game, Europe sees it as you purchase it, you own it forever, it's yours. So yeah, EA shutting this down, it's just set it all off again. Of course, we've seen games shut down in the past, but the Need for Speed one has definitely been a been a thing for a while now. So yeah, if you missed out on the series, unfortunate for you. And EA have said themselves they don't know where the series is going to go in the future. They'll probably release one or two. But yeah, it's just a sad state of affairs. And I don't know what you think about it, Gillian, but me, I think
Yeah,
publishers need to do more to keep their servers online. Because like I said, if you buy a game, how many times have we seen in recent months that a game's come out and then before it's even hit the shelves, and we're abandoning this. It's shutting down in 6 months. What's the point?
yeah, definitely. I don't know. There was one game we talked about last week, which gets down after just half a year.
Mm.
Which one was it? The Mecha game. That's nothing we want. It was a free-to-play game, but if it happens to a game you pay money for, it would be devastating. And Need for Speed franchise especially, they had like 8 games they already shut down,
Yeah.
if I'm correctly, so not good. I hope they
Yeah.
do something against it.
Yeah, I think publishers and developers should do more. You can't just abandon games. I know some of these Need for Speed games have been out like decades, but people still play them. It might only be 4 or 5 people, but it's still their game they own. If they want to play it, for me, it should
Yeah.
be up to them.
And like we said, one server would be enough, or maybe a feature that you can have your own servers.
Yeah.
And everything's fine.
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't have to emulate a game because once you start emulating a game, publishers don't like that and developers don't like that because they see it as you're stealing from them, piracy.
Yeah.
Or how so we're supposed to be playing these games that we already own.
Exactly. But in contrast to this, we have Judas, a new BioShock game from the BioShock developers. And Ken Levine, the former game director of BioShock Infinite, says that this new upcoming FPS will be a very old school game. And that's the perfect counter against the problem we talked about before, because the game will have no live service. When it launches for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC, it will be there and it will be ready. It will get no more updates. Game will be hopefully good in the beginning. It's like all the old games. It's like all the old games you went to the store and bought, and you had the game and nothing changed. And it will be like this. So if they make a good sci-fi game set in 1999 with the setting and tone from the BioShock series, with a bit of creativity, and if it's good, then it's good. Otherwise, it won't get any updates. So yeah, we'll see how this is going. Back to the old days.
Yeah, it looks like Ken understands gaming issues.
Yeah.
Which is good. Look forward to Judas. I am.
Maybe too.
Next up, we have Ghost Town, which is launching for SteamVR this week after success on Meta Quest. If you don't know what Ghost Town is, well, it is a VR exclusive title. And if you like puzzles, well, this one's for you. Rather than focusing on jump scares or the horror elements, it's going to blend puzzle adventure with narrative-driven experience, basically. So yeah, it's had a massive success on Meta Quest, where it was an exclusive for a while. Now it's finally coming to Steam VR. Expected to be bigger, expected to come with improved visuals, improved motion controls as well, and all those lovely Steam features that you are accustomed to. I'm looking forward to this one. I like my VR games, I like my puzzles, I like my adventures. This kind of reminds me a bit like the old Myst games back in the day. And I love those ones where it just throws you in, doesn't tell you anything, try and work it out, have fun. That's essentially it.
The next Final Fantasy 16 producer Naoki Yoshida speaks up and says that maybe the Final Fantasy series is returning to turn-based combat. I think last week was the Anime Expo 2025, and there were many big studios and Final Fantasy studio as well. And in the last years, the franchise focused on more action-heavy systems, but now they maybe want to go back to a turn-based combat genre like there was before. In the last year, we had Clair Obscura. No, it was this year. Clair Obscura with a turn-based combat, which was pretty hyped. And the people loved the system, so maybe Final Fantasy 16 is going back to it now as well. The Final Fantasy genre franchise always changed. It's a big franchise, and they try to adapt to the new trends and try everything to keep the franchise good and alive, and they're doing a great job with that. Final Fantasy is still one of the biggest MMO franchises and story games as well. And they want to give balancing innovations and still want to meet the fan expectations in the game. So yeah, with turn-based comments in the next game.
I'm hoping it comes back because I've stopped playing the Final Fantasy games since they've been more action-based.
Yeah,
I love their active time battles system. I used to love it.
I haven't played any Final Fantasy game ever. That's pretty sad.
Okay. I mean, I've completed them all up to like Final Fantasy 12. And I play Final Fantasy 7 and 8 once a year at least. I absolutely love them.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm hoping it does go back to the ATB systems, more turn-based rather than action-based, because I don't like spamming attack buttons, you know? But
no.
yeah, we'll see. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
And of course, it says here 2 days left before John Wick Hex gets delisted. It has been delisted. I've added this in here as well because it goes back to what we talked about earlier, where servers are shutting down. Games being delisted on all platforms. Something I do not like to see. Might be a licensing issue. We're not really sure. But John Wick Hex is now gone from all platforms, digitally that is. You might still be able to find one on eBay or online in like physical version maybe. But digital versions are gone, which is a massive shame as well. This is something else that needs to be addressed going forward in gaming because I just don't like it. It kind of, when you see games with battle passes and events and people complain about the FOMO factor, fear of missing out, that you have to grind and do like 30 hours in 2 days or something to get stuff. And that how it, or they have like limited time sales as well in games. Magic the Gathering Arena is really bad for that. I love my card games and it's shocking. Magic the Gathering did one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I'm not sure they did. I don't know if they did it this last month because I wasn't playing it. But last year for the Steam Summer Sale, I kid you not, Killian, they had a sale in game, but you had to buy to access that sale.
What?
So yeah, so the Steam Summer Sale happened in Magic the Gathering Arena, but to be able to buy things on sale, you had to spend €20 or more to unlock it. So you had to purchase the unlock in the Steam Summer Sale, which was absurd. I've never seen anything like it. And the delisting part for me, kind of like that, is fear of missing out. It's preying on children who want to buy something because their friends got it, or they're vulnerable, or something like that. And to be honest, it just preys on all gamers, and I hate delisting on all platforms. And that's why I've added this in here as well. So yeah, I played it on stream. I actually enjoyed it. I think it's actually a decent game. It does blend RTS.
It looks good.
Yeah,
it looks really good.
It's quite an interesting take on the RTS factor because it's real-time strategy, but it does have turn-based in there as well. So you play your turn the same time as the enemy, but it plays out in real-time seconds. So when something you would do wouldn't take like 4 action points like in Baldur's Gate or another RTS. It would just take 0.4 seconds. So yeah, you have to time it right as well. So it's good, and I did enjoy it. It's got a good melee in there. It's got a replay system, so you can watch yourself do the mission real time. Yeah. So, but the fact that delisted it for me is just, like I said, it might be a licensing issue. We don't know. It's just disappointing to see, and again, it's part of that FOMO stuff. I just don't like it. I think once you purchase the game, you own it, and I think once a game goes on store, it should be available to everyone at all times. But again, people are going to have to emulate it. Game.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
But now we got some good news. We got a Donkey Kong film copyright registered by Nintendo and Universal Pictures. So it seems like we're getting a movie about this big lovable gorilla. And it could maybe launch the following. The upcoming Super Mario Bros. Movie 2 and the Legend of Zelda film. So we see Nintendo is doing many movies right now. All the other movies worked. So I will continue making movies. And I think that's a good thing. I liked not the Mario movie, some other gaming movies from other franchises, but I like that the gaming world is expanding in the cinemas as well. Because if it's made good, then it is good. And it's enjoyable to watch these movies. And now with Donkey Kong. I haven't played any Donkey Kong games, but he's cute.
Yeah, I've never played a Donkey Kong game either.
Yeah, but the new Donkey Kong game is pretty good and popular. Don't
Yeah.
know if we talk about it. No, we won't. But the new Donkey Kong game has made insane numbers on Switch 2.
Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Exactly. The second original game. Wow. But yeah, the movie will maybe launch 2027, 2028. There's no date yet. Just have the copyright. So we have to wait a few years and we will get the Super Mario Bros. Movie 2 and the Legend of Zelda film before. So we have to wait. But we all are gamers. We all know waiting. So yeah, we get a Donkey Kong film.
Yeah, Nintendo going big on their movies.
Yeah.
Building on that success of the Mario film, which was absolutely massive. Next up, we have Ready or Not censorship update is out now. If you remember from last week, the Ready or Not developer Void Interactive announced they were going to censor some extreme violence in the game and nudity and things like that. And it caused a big stir on PC players who don't like censorship. I mean, I can understand the player's point of view. Again, they've bought a game, buying into something. The developers make I almost called it a drastic change, but it's not really, because I've been playing the game a lot this week as well off stream. I was playing it for 6-7 hours yesterday. I don't have friends, so I'm playing it alone. I have to rely on my AI, who have been getting me killed more often than not. However, I have seen the parts that they've censored. I have seen the changes, and to be honest, it's negligible. It doesn't mean anything to me. Most of the game is still there. You know, you're still doing all the same missions and stuff. It's just they've decided to put clothes on some characters, or, you know, like I said, reduce the violence after death. Which to me is fair, because I'm not insane. I don't just stand there trying to dismember people when they're dead. But again, that could just be me. So the censorship update is out now with a massive patch that fixed bugs, tweaks, added a few animations, added a couple of missions as well, difficulty modes. It was a huge update. And there's so much more to jump into, and I've been really enjoying it. And I think you can get it for like less than €20 right now. And it's cross-platform too. So yeah, it's on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Definitely recommend the game. It's a hardcore shooter. But yeah, don't worry about the censorship. It's not that deep, as people will tell you.
The next, we got some interesting news for me. Fallout 5 is finally happening, maybe? But Microsoft gave their thumbs up. There are news first about there are many layoffs at Microsoft. We all know that. There were numerous cuts in the past month. So there's not much stuff left. And because of that, they will cancel the ZeniMax MMO Blackbird to make a place for the development of Fallout 5. So no Blackbird, but Fallout 5. Is it the good trade? Maybe. But Bethesda is mainly busy with the development of the Elder Scrolls 6 right now, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So hopefully, I still wait for the game. When the first teaser dropped like 6 years ago, I was so hyped. And then I had to wait.
Yeah, but they did re-release Skyrim another 9 times.
Yeah, important. I like my 6th version of Skyrim.
You know, I've never played Skyrim.
What? Daniel, that's not.
I know.
That's not good.
And I love the Elder Scrolls series. I played them all, but Skyrim I just refused to get into.
Okay. It was my first Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah. Mine wasn't.
Mine wasn't. I know. But yeah, Xbox will now assign another team to the Fallout 5 project. If this works out, we don't know. Maybe we get less bugs, but a worse game. We will see. But Fallout 76 wasn't a good game as well. So the franchise isn't at the highest point right now, even if the Netflix series was a major success. So a different studio will work on Fallout 5 and release it maybe before Skyrim. That will be pretty sad. They started right now and will be done before they are done with the Elder Scrolls 6, but maybe we'll get a release 2026, 2027 if they work fast, maybe 2030. Never know. It could get much longer. There's no limit how long it takes. Maybe it comes, hopefully.
Yeah,
because
one
I
day.
like the Fallout series.
One day.
One day it will come.
I can't believe Todd Howard's still in charge of that company.
Yeah, it just works.
It just It just works. You're right.
It just
16
works.
times
Takes
the
it home.
detail. That's what it's going to have. Oh, Todd. Next up, we have Halo Combat Evolved. Yes, they're making massive changes to one of my favorite franchises. I absolutely love Halo. God, I would have played this every day in college. I did play it every day in college. Killian laughing at how old I am.
You aren't old.
So
You're
anyway,
still young.
mate, I'm going bald on the back here. I'm not gone grey yet, but I'm going bald on the back. What's that about? You're supposed to go grey before you go bald. So anyway, yeah, Halo Combat Evolved is being remastered. Thankfully, it's going to come with all new visuals. Of course, they're not going to change the game. Don't worry about that. The story's there. Everything is good. It's just a graphical improvement, and of course, a big gameplay tweaks as well to make it more modern. However, they've said that the rumor is that it will not feature a campaign. It will not feature multiplayer, and that is the big upsetting point for most players. Because again, I got into Halo because of multiplayer. I saw someone playing Halo 1, Halo Combat Evolved. They were playing it online, and that's what made me buy an Xbox. I also played the first two Halo games on PC. Not many people know they came out on PC at the same time as well. So yeah, that also did happen. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the multiplayer. I think Capture the Flag, Objective, Slayer, of course, even though Halo Infinite, the most recent one, launched without the basics. They launched without these things they've been able to choose. You couldn't just choose Slayer, you had to jump into the whole thing. But that's 343 being an awful company for you. But yeah, without multiplayer, is it still Halo? That's the big question. So if you're like me and you're going to want to jump into Halo Combat Evolved multiplayer, you're not going to be able to. You're going to have to stick to the Master Chief Collection. So yeah, for me, what's the point? They're separating campaign with multiplayer. They're going to do that going forward. They've already said they did it for Infinite as well. They released the multiplayer, and then they were going to do a campaign separate, but then they decided to abandon that because they abandoned the co-op version of it as well because they're clowns. And going forward, they're going to separate them more as well, which I don't think that's the right move to do. But it hopefully will mean that it will be better games going forward as well, rather than Infinite, which was an absolute car crash at the launch. Hopefully, if they separate multiplayer and campaign, maybe they'll do two solid quality products rather than make a big hash of both. We'll see. But yeah, Halo Studios, which was 343, do better. Because unlike Bethesda, it doesn't work. So, yeah, fix your crap.
Then next, we got some rumors about a sequel of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. On the website of the developer ZeniMax was a job listing. So many think it's for a Great Circle sequel, or maybe a DLC. We don't know it yet. No official statements, but Indiana Jones and the Great Circle was a great success. It released last year, December, for PC, and this year, April, for the PlayStation 5. And it was a huge success. It showed the gaming industry that we still want and need linear story games. These games aren't that much developed anymore. Everyone has switched to open world games, but open world games often lack of their good story. So we want more story games. And ZeniMax sees this and maybe works on a sequel.
Yeah, Indiana Jones, even though it's more or less on the rails, I think it caught everyone by surprise how good it was.
Yeah.
Including Bethesda as well. So yeah, sequel coming up. It's Bethesda that makes it, isn't it? No, it's Machine Games.
No,
it's ZeniMax that owns it.
Games.
I got it, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically Bethesda. And yeah, we were talking about Elder Scrolls 6, weren't we?
Yeah, we talked about it. We prayed for it.
We prayed for it. Well, it's playable. Did you know that?
Now I know it. Tell me more.
Yeah, well, so the Elder Scrolls 6 is reportedly playable at Bethesda, which means that we could hear about it very, very soon. How soon? We don't know, but this one suggests that it is ready to be revealed at some point this year. So we might see it at the Game Awards, we might see it a little bit sooner, but I don't think we would see it soon because the Game Awards being the biggest event of the year, it's more likely going to be that. But yeah, Test 6 is almost ready to be shown, which means that Killian may see it before GTA 6. Can you imagine that? The Elder
This
Scrolls
would
6
be amazing
before GTA 6.
before
That would
GTA 6.
that would be nuts. Although I think if it is announced at the Game Awards, I don't think it will come out next year because I can't see Bethesda wanting to compete with GTA 6. I just can't
Yeah,
see
but
it.
we have the PlayStation 5 exclusive thing for um, GTA. So maybe, but
Yeah, but the problem you have,
not so likely.
it's not just the launch, like competing with sales. You got to think it's going to compete with its quality as well.
No.
So when you've got GTA 6, which is probably has more money thrown at it than anything else in the world, and you've seen the trailers, they look pretty impressive. Imagine going up against that in terms of your quality. And if Bethesda's messes up the launch, which they do with every single game, because every single game launch is buggy, it's not going to be a good time.
Yeah, true.
But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Elder Scrolls 6 is reported playable. They've been playing it in-house. They've been testing core features. Doesn't mean that it's 100% done. It just means that they're at least testing it. So yeah, expect more news by the end of the year, hopefully.
I pray. I really pray.
Pray with Killian.
Yeah, pray with me. We'll make a church for that. The Elder Scrolls Church. Something like that. State of Martyr. And the next we got good news, and Sudden Strike 5 got announced for PC and consoles and should be coming in 2026 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series. Sudden Strike 5 is a real-time strategy game, a series, if you can see from the number 5. The last game released 8 years ago, so nothing about this for many years. But now we got a Steam page, and the game will get back to the classic roots. It will be set in the World War II with an expansive campaign stretching across Europe and North Africa. And the game will feature over 25 missions, 300 authentic units, 190 vehicles, extended battle camera options, customizable commanders, and competitive online multiplayer as well. There will be a vast variety of units, such as the T-32 Soviet tanks, German tank, the Messerschmitt Bf 109.
Oh, I love how he says that.
Thanks, Messerschmitt.
Love that.
No problem for you always. You
So
can
tell
always
us,
get
Killian. Tell us, who's the bad guy in this game?
Probably I will be the bad guy, yeah. Probably I will be the ghetto guy. I'm a German one, so the Messerschmitt will be bad. But yeah, the game will release next year for all the new consoles and PC.
I massively look forward to it. This is my favorite RTS series, Southern Strike. I think it's Southern Strike 2, maybe, that has the Saving Private Ryan campaign. So you land on the beach with like 6 dudes and try and get to Ryan. Like after like 10 missions. It's brutal. Absolutely loved it. But yeah, I love Southern Strike. And yeah, the Germans are the bad guys. But, you know, off on a little tangent. Did you see what Trump said about us?
No.
2-3 days ago?
I haven't.
When he was complaining about Europe celebrating winning the war when the American did it. When he was like, he was going on about, I don't understand why the UK or Britain, whatever, celebrates winning the war. We won it. Like, okay, you clown.
Got
You joined, what, 6 years later? But okay. But yeah, Southern Strike 5, can't wait. Exo Mecha returns after 3 years. Another mech game, Killian. I feel like we talk about mech games failing every single week.
Yeah.
Well, this one failed so hard, it just got delayed indefinitely years ago, and no one's heard about it since. So Exo Mecha, if you don't know what it is, well, it's a mech game, obviously. It was a free-to-play shooter, because all mech games tend to release as a free-to-play shooter because no one wants to play them. The Titanfall-inspired FPS, with mechs, ranging on different play styles, different abilities, different weapons, that sort of thing. And it was supposed to launch back in 2021. It was announced in 2020, but it got pushed back to 2022 before the developer completely delayed it indefinitely because it was getting a lot of hate at the time. And yeah, we hadn't heard about it since, so we just assumed it was cancelled. However, it's now randomly popped back up. And yeah, it's coming. Exo Mecha is coming. Who would have thought that? Now, unfortunately, I don't have a release date exactly for it because I've not got that far because I'm an idiot.
Isn't the game already released?
Oh, is it
I'm not
already out?
sure. I will check it for you. Exomecha. Can I find something? Because the article said 17th of July.
No, but that was
Excellent.
the. Oh wait,
No, the release date is the first quarter of
2026.
2026.
They've changed the name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Project Epsilon. I couldn't
Epsilon.
find it
Yeah,
under Exomecha.
yeah. So
But they
they
haven't changed the artwork.
yeah, no. So Exomecha is back, but they've changed the name. It's called Project Epsilon. So the Exomecha means will likely discontinue. But yeah, that's what they announced on July the 17th. Project Epsilon coming in 2026. It will probably, I don't know. I don't understand mech games because they never seem to do well.
Yeah.
And especially the free-to-play ones. And free-to-play games are always, they do really well at launch, and then developers claim they're massively successful, but then they drop off a cliff after a week because it was free. So all the kids play it, and everyone wants to play because it's free. And then once the servers can't handle how many people are trying to play it because it's free, the game dies. Hopefully that doesn't happen with Project Epsilon, but we'll see. The devs have already abandoned the launch once. Maybe they'll do it again. Who knows? Well, hopefully it's good because I do think the mech genre does need a massive resurgence, and it does need a game to, carry it. And I don't think it has one just yet.
The next, we got the 1.0 release of The Wandering Village. The Wandering Village is a city builder game where you build your city on the big creature you can see here called Onbu. It's a post-apocalyptic city building adventure, and you have to feed Onbu, you have to defend Onbu, you have to decide where you want to go, in which region you want to go. Some are harsher to survive in because of the climate. I played the game for, don't let me lie, I will check it, 2 hours maybe? Less. The Wandering Village, I played it for 85 minutes.
So you could refund it. That's why you did it.
I could have refunded it, but I didn't. So I just haven't played it for a year now. But maybe I will play it now with the 1.0 version. The new version brings us new biomes, new research, new technology, more things to do, more things to build, more weather conditions, parasites, and poisonous spores. So everything will kill you. So be careful, defend yourself from it. And the game is available on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC.
An interesting looking one, I must admit.
Yeah, it is. It was funny to play. I don't know where I dropped it. It's always the same. I play games for like an hour and then I don't play them again
I do the same.
without any particular reason.
I
It
installed
was a good game.
I installed PUBG for the first time in 4 years 3 days ago. Uninstalled it yesterday without playing it again. I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
Next up, we have God of War developer Sony Santa Monica is working on its next game, and the big news is there is not a new IP. What that means, well, people are speculating it's going to be a new God of War game. However, the rumor is that it's going to be a isometric 2.5D Metroidvania, which is a big departure from the series' third-person action gameplay. But yeah, this is the big news coming out. Of course, Santa Monica haven't said what the new game is. They've just said that it is not a new IP. That's essentially it. But Jason Schreier of Bloomberg and Industry Insider, he's quite good. He did say that even though it's not a new IP, it may feel like one. Also hinting at 2.5D Metroidvania rumors that were passed around last month from another insider, Tom Henderson, who released a lot of Battlefield leaks a couple of years ago. So yeah, that's the big news. What I don't know about you, Killian, but do you think franchises do well with new genres? Do you think a God of War 1 will set itself more like a 2.5D Metroidvania? Yeah, I guess it'd be more like Hades, wouldn't it? Imagine God of War, but Hades. You think that would work?
Yeah, it's something completely different. Like it's already stated, it can work, but it often has nothing to do with the original game, and maybe the game or the franchise loses its flair with that. So maybe do a different setting for different games.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, the rumor is as well that it's also going to be more of a prequel. So it's going to be set before the events of the first games, of course, and it's going to go to ancient Greece or ancient Egypt. I think the one now people are saying is going to be ancient Greece. So I don't know. I mean, God of War is changing massive. We knew the current storyline was finished with. They were going to go a different way with it. And I think it is bold to change the franchise's genre. I do. I think it's big.
Yeah.
And hopefully it works. I think it will work because I think the franchise is so big that whatever they do will probably be a massive success. Whether people stick with it, I don't know. But I think initially people are going to absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I give props to the developers for trying something new. And like I said, like Final Fantasy we were talking about earlier, where they changed it to more action rather than turn-based because that's how they saw the narrative being told. If this is how they see their narrative being told and this is how they envision it, then yeah, give it a go. Why not? Why not?
And the next Switch 2 game. Wow, the third one already. DirectX Drive will be free to play for 2 days from August 9th to August 10th. The game is a pretty interesting one in my opinion. It uses new features of the Joy-Cons, which can be used like a mouse. So you have your mouse, your Joy-Cons on the table, and you have to move them like this to push your wheelchair around. It's pretty funny. And if you want to throw the ball, you have to throw the ball and everything like that with your Joy-Cons. And it's a pretty interesting game. It has three players, I think. Multiplayer matches only. And if you drive fast enough, you can jump off ramps and do, how is it called in basketball? If you jump and dunk, you can even dunk the balls in your wheelchairs. Really pretty fun game, and you can test it on Saturday, August 9th, and Sunday. And then will the game release on August 14th? And I don't think that's a price yet. Is there a
No price yet, no.
No price. 20 euro. 20 euro is the price. That's the price. Yeah.
20 euros isn't too bad, to be honest.
It's totally fine, but it's not much. You just have the multiplayer matches, but like Rocket League, just in wheelchairs.
Yeah, that's how I described it. I would also say this might make the wheelchair basketball sport go absolutely massive.
Yeah.
On wheelchair rugby and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a crazy game, like I said. See how it goes. Like I say, you can try it for free on August 9th. I'll be trying it. Well, actually, I won't because I'm not going to Switch 2. I might get Switch 2, I don't know. And of course, next up we have the Silent Hill creator. I am not going to try and pronounce that. I think it's Kichiro Toyama. He's working on his next game. It's not a sequel. Which again, it goes back to the God of War thing. He hasn't said exactly what it is, but it is going to be something a little bit different ish. It's not going to be a sequel to the recent Slitterhead, which he said players were a little bit confused about because Slitterhead was supposed to launch as like a horror, but it's more of an action game, people thought. So he doesn't really want to go into Slitterhead just yet. But he is working on a new game. It's not going to be part of Slitterhead. It's not going to be part of Silent Hill, of course, because it's not part of that anymore. So what it's going to be, we're not really sure. He hasn't said. But he has said that he's running out of time himself. He's getting older, so he's ready to pass the baton on to someone else. And good news is that the studio is already midway through reaching its goal. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming it just means they're midway to finishing the game. So we might hear about it by the end of the year. Again, a lot of companies, a lot of developers and publishers are going to want things ready to show by the Game Awards, which is in December. Because again, if you miss the Game Awards, there's really no point in showing it early next year because it won't get as many views and whatnot. So yeah, I'd expect to hear something round about then. And Slitterhead did launch for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. So I'm assuming that this next game will also launch for PlayStation, PC, and Xbox, whatever that is. And with his legacy being in horror, possibly look at another horror game. Who knows? Don't know. What have you heard, Gillian? Have you heard he's going to do something or?
No, I'm not into this topic, sadly.
Yeah. We just know it's a new game. It's not a sequel. It's not Slitterhead. That's literally it.
Then we got some news about Battlefield 6. We had so many leaks before, but now we got a bit of a confirmation that it will be a Battlefield 6, like everybody already know. And we got teasers about the Conquest, Rush, and the Breakthrough mode. Because EA have sent out some briefcases to some I don't know, selected people, maybe streamers, I'm not sure. And it makes clear what the next game is. It will be Battlefield 6. It's standing on this briefcase. And the case is wrapped with 3 straps, and on each one is printed the names of well-known Battlefield gamers like Conquest, Rush, and Breakthrough. So we can expect these modes in the game. These are the fan favorite modes, so if they would skip them, nobody would play their game. Because Battlefield is already on an all-time low, and they have to fix the franchise with this game, otherwise the franchise will have big issues in the future.
I think that's an understatement. Fix it. It's already critical. It's already in in the emergency room. It's done. Like,
yeah, if Battlefield 6 doesn't work, the franchise will be dead.
it will be dead. Yeah.
So that's their last chance. They have to do everything right, otherwise, no more Battlefield. Would be sad. I like the games, the old ones. The newer ones are pretty shitty, especially 2042. It was one of the worst Battlefield games ever.
Gotta say though, they have fixed a lot of it, and a lot of people have gone back to it. But the launch was such a state.
The launch was so bad, nobody plays it.
That's what happened with Halo Infinite as well. The launch was so bad because both companies did the same thing, and I've never also understood that. They released the beta 2 weeks before the launch, which means it wasn't a beta. That was the final product, so they weren't going to change anything. So they released the beta. It was a car crash. Then they just released it as is, and it was a car crash. Infinite did exactly the same thing. It died before it was out. Oh, it's so frustrating.
No.
Honestly. Yeah, fix it, EA. I'm sick of it. Because again, Battlefield is a phenomenal series.
Publishing.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal series. Do better.
Yeah.
Or give it someone else other than DICE. Change developer. Good news for you as well, Killian. I know you like the Ghost Recon series. You're always telling me. Ghost Recon, a new one, is in development from Ubisoft. Ubisoft at the moment, they're going through a bit of a crisis themselves. Their stocks have been falling for years. And they had to delay Assassin's Creed, I don't know, like 5,000 times. But yeah, the delay in that saw a massive resurgence in the franchise, and people absolutely love Shadows. So they're kind of doing the same thing. They're kind of putting off game releases. They're trying to, push them further back because they think it's going to get better quality games, and because it has worked for them with Assassin's Creed. Now, Tom Clancy's series hasn't exactly disappeared forever. It had Rainbow Six Siege. That's been going for over 10 years now. That's just rebranded to Rainbow Six X. It's got now like Team Slayer mode in it for some reason. But yeah, a new Ghost Recon entry is coming. I know the last ones were a bit hit and miss for some people. I personally quite enjoyed them. I thought they were quite good games to chill on, but they weren't very competitive. They weren't very difficult. They were just ones you play on for an hour and then you head off with. So yeah, we'll see what they do with this one. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. I do want them to release The Division 3 already. And I'd rather them just focus on one game rather than spread their time out across like 4 or 5 titles. But that's just how companies do it these days. But yeah, a new Ghost Recon is coming, and it's going to be a first-person one. And that's quite big as well, because the last few have been third-person. The franchise is more or less more third-person. Yeah, it's going to be good to go back to our FPS roots. Looking forward to that one. So yeah, probably more realistic and more hardcore. Probably more like Rainbow Six. That's probably what they want to turn it into. They probably want to turn Ghost Recon into Rainbow Six, but on a grander single-player narrative scale. Expect that.
And I think that's it for the gaming news of this week.
Gaming news is done.
Quite a lot.
Wow, that was a lot. Yeah, you're right. Wow, 50 minutes of gaming news. That is quite a lot. That's quite big. So yeah, anything stand out, Killian? Anything you want to talk about again?
Yeah. Most standing out for me is Elder Scrolls 6. The playable one, the quite playable one. We will see when it releases, and I think the Indiana Jones sequel. These are the biggest ones for me.
Yeah, the Indiana Jones one does show you that single player on-rail games are still a thing. People still want them. People don't want to just be online playing against other people. It doesn't have to be co-op to be successful. And of course, The Elder Scrolls 6 is playable in-house, and I've heard it just works. So
It just works.
yeah, that's the gaming news. And that leaves us on to what's coming out next week. I will let you start.
You will let me start. Okay, then we will start with The King is Watching, the game I already have on my wish list. It's roguelike kingdom builder. So you build your town, you upgrade your town will get attacked by enemies, like it's a roguelike, you have to die sometime. But your town is not the best, they just work if you watch them directly. You have a limited field of view, and the marketplace or lumber place will only work if you look directly at them. So the rest won't do anything. It's like the office simulator. They're just working when the chef is around, but the boss, chef is cook. When the boss is around, and it's the same here. You have to upgrade everything. You can upgrade your field of view with some monuments to get to see more of your men working and get enough resources. You have to place the building strategically, so you do important things together, like cutting wood and making planks out of it to build something. So you have to place everything in a order you like, and the game will release on the 21st of July for PC.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting one, isn't it? I've got this on my wish list as well. I just want to be Sauron with my eye. And next up, we have Wildgate. If you're not bored of PvP FPS games, well, have I got news for you? Here's another one. This one's set in space where you're on a ship. You have your friends with you as well, and you can have epic spaceship battles. And every match is procedurally generated, which means everyone's different as well. You never know what you're going to be jumping into, what's going to be around the corner. Not just other players, but what's in the environment as well. Everything is a threat. There's things to find, secrets, treasure, that sort of thing. And you're going to be boarding each other's ship, possibly, if you're lucky. This one reminds me of Guns of Icarus, but in space. I love Guns of Icarus. It was quite fun, that one. And this one's coming out on the 22nd of July, so just in a couple of days. And it's coming out on PC. So, yeah. Ship-to-ship combat. Love that.
The next we have a big release, Killing Floor 3. It's the year 2091 and the megacorp Horzine has produced the ultimate army, an obedient horde of bioengineered monsters called Zeds. Why can't you call them zombies? These are Zeds. You join the rebel group Nightfalls, and it's a co-op action horror first-person shooter, and you have to fight zombies, or Zeds, as they're called here. The Killing Floor is already a big franchise, and they finally make a new entry in the series with many different weapons, new Zeds, new survival tech like flamethrowers, shotguns, katanas. They have everything you can think of in the arsenal. There are many different places where you have to fight and always fight the coming hordes of zombies, so kill them or you die. And the game has more gore, so you can see more zombies splattering across the wall and the ground. And the game will release on the 24th of July for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series.
And the big releases don't stop there for that day either, because we got Wuchang Fallen Feathers, another Souls-like action RPG. And this one's coming on the 24th of July for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. And in this one, you follow I know it's a young girl in the end of the late Ming dynasty, where a plague has spread across the land and is corrupting everything it touches. It's called the Feathering Disease. You're going to dive into the story, explore what is causing it, find out some secrets as well, take on some grotesque, massive bosses, as the genre absolutely loves. So yeah, expect a rich storyline, dynamic combat system, and breathtaking visuals in what he calls an unforgettable adventure through lands veiled in chaos and death. And will you get to the True for the Wu Chang's curse, or will you fall? It's all on you. And like I said, this is coming out on the 24th of July as well for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS, and it looks absolutely stunning. It does.
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for this game.
Yeah.
I'm totally in my Souls-like phase right now, so this works perfectly for me.
And you just finished Dark Souls 1 as well. You ready for
I
it?
finished Dark Souls 1. I played yesterday a bit of Dark Souls 3 because I don't have Dark Souls 2 yet. So played the third one before I go to the suffering of the second game. But with Wu Chang coming, maybe I have to make a pause of Dark Souls and switch.
It's time,
because the
Killian.
game looks
It's
pretty
time.
good. Yeah, it's time to get away. I already written about Wu Chang like 2024, and I already knew I will love this game. I want this game, and now it's coming out.
All right.
And then the last game is Ascent of Ashes. It's a colony sim set in a post-apocalyptic dystopian world. You have to build and defend your base, manage your survivors, engage raiders, aliens, remnant soldiers, and other factions in real time with pause combat. And yeah, this is a combination of colony sim and real-time strategy game where you have to sneak up against your enemies. You have to build forts to fight. If you build a tower, you have a better position if the raiders come. You have weapons like Kalashnikovs and all these weapons, some more modern. And you have to survive in this harsh world. You have to gather supplies, build houses, and loot more to build more. It's like all the colony sims. And the game has modding support, so the game will get more content without the developers having to do anything. And yeah, the game will release on the 25th of July for PC.
Yeah, I've got to admit that the screenshots of it do not make it look exciting.
No, it looks pretty boring.
It does. It looks
The
very bland and boring.
the graphics are not good. So the game won't be a big game probably.
But
We'll
yeah,
see.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It's only coming to early access, so it's gonna obviously get better through time anyway. And of course, early access is a perfect time to buy a game because it's when it's its cheapest. Yeah, that's it. That's everything, isn't it? That's all the gaming news. That's all the new releases.
Yeah, everything.
Wow, that was a lot today.
Yeah,
that was a lot. That's
gaming
all.
news.
Yeah, we're breaking an hour. So yeah, anything. As always, I'll let you finish with the last words. We'll, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to tell the people, it's on you.
Okay, my last words: do better because it doesn't work.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.